Next up, we have selective incorporation. And really, what this means is that the Bill of Rights apply to every level of government, not just the federal government. So, your freedoms, your rights, your protections, it was kind of a catch all that said everything that we have for rights and regulations and freedoms and liberties at the federal level applies at the state level as well. This does limit the state power because if the state was trying to violate or in some way or another limit your freedoms as and liberties as an individual, that's where selective incorporation comes into play. And it says, no, people get all the same freedoms and liberties at the state level as they do in the federal level. Really, too, this is talking about how the Supreme Court, they get to kind of select which cases to incorporate these protections with. But if it's a case that has to do with your freedoms and liberties and your rights that are covered in the Bill of Rights at the federal level, then they will select to incorporate them at the state level as well. 14th Amendment, this is selective incorporation too, because as you know, with the 14th Amendment, the due process, equal protection, it's saying that those due process and equal protection laws apply not only at the federal level, but at the state level too. And that's where a lot of the selective incorporation then is included, which would be the 14th Amendment. The big court case that we'll talk about is McDonald versus Chicago, and we will get into it a lot more later on. But it was a ban on handguns in the city of Chicago, and one of the citizens took Chicago to court and said that's not okay. We have our Second Amendment rights. We have the right to bear arms. It's a fundamental right. It's at the federal level, and the state said no. This is a state law, so we're going to apply it here. But then it came out that they couldn't do that because of selective incorporation, and the 14th Amendment Due Process Clause said that all of your rights and freedoms within the Bill of Rights apply not only at the federal level, but at the state level too.